Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Decision 2024. We're going to take a look at Dyer County results, and of course, because we have the main race that we're looking at tonight, of course, is in District 77. So we're going to take a look a bit at Lake County and Obion County as well to kind of keep you up to date on what's going on. My name is Chuck Asa. Mike Smith is here with us, and thank you so much for joining us. You're watching our coverage here in 2024, and we encourage you, if you don't mind, on had a little technical difficulty. Sorry about that, but we have our stream reconnected right now. And Mike, you were about to start with some of the voting that we already have in as far as the early voting is concerned. Mike, what do you got?
All right. In the state rep race for District 77, there were 1,792 total of early votes, with incumbent Rusty Grills with 1,202. Or 67% compared to 589 or 32.8% for challenger Bubba Cobb, James T. Bubba Cobb.
All right.
We've got in the United States Senate, Marsha Blackburn with a total of 1,539 votes, or 91%, and 147 or 8.6% for Tress Whittam. United States Senate, that's Democrat.
A lot running in the Democrat race in that one for sure.
Yeah, there's five, with Gloria Johnson with a commanding 140 votes out of 109 total early votes for 73%. Next is Marquita Bradshaw with 38 total votes, or 20%, and Lola Denise Brown with 11 votes, 5.7%. Civil Miller Watkins with 1 vote. And those, again, total of 190. For United States Senate, I went over that with Marsha Blackburn. David Kustoff running unopposed on the Republican side with 1,478 votes, or 99%. There were 15 write-in votes cast. So
go back to the District 77. Where was that here in Dyer County so far? I've been watching. They have not. I haven't gotten any reports in Lake or Obion County. But what was the early voting in Dyer County again? For
the early voting.
Early voting for Bubba and Rusty.
It was 1,792.
Okay.
Of the total of 2,019 people that early voted, 1,792 voted in this race. So that's around 400 people that did not vote for the district, for the state rep.
What is the results so far between the two?
Rusty Grills, Representative Grills with 1,202 votes, or 67%, compared to 589 votes for James T. Bubba Cobb, or 32%. So it's running about 68-32. Somebody kind of told me that, kind of what they thought earlier today, and did they know something I didn't know? They're pretty close.
I doubt that, but I tell you, it's really been interesting to see that. I would have thought that would have been a lot closer, especially in early voting.
Yes, I really did as well. And if history tells us anything, the early voting totals, it's a very good sign for Rusty Grills.
So far, but now that is just 13, or I mean, that is just the early voting.
Yes.
We had, 2019 that voted early, Mike.
Right.
And it seemed like that seemed light. I mean, we were talking earlier before we went on the air that I think it was like either 26 or 28%. It may have been 26%.
Right.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Voted, and we had mayoral race and other contested races locally, and barely coming up with that. And then you have under 10% or right at 10% that voted early. And then voter turnout today has been way low.
Well, in contested races, it's really disappointing to me to only have. I mean, early voting 9.16% of the total of 22,042 registered voters got out and voted. And today, as we await those results to come in, how many people got out when the feels like temperature was 115 degrees today?
That's right.
I mean, that makes it tough. I know for myself and my wife, we voted in Bogota this morning, and I was the only one there. I walked in, there was more people working than there was people voting. That just could have been because it was early this morning. But I just don't understand the low voter turnout these days. It just seems like, and if this is any indication, it really just seems like it's getting worse and worse as we go.
Well, and again, the race that everybody is going to keep their eyes on, of course, is District 77 in the House, and that's pretty much what a lot of people are focusing in on in this election, and have motivated people to get out and vote. But the actual thing is, we're going to have a lot of, and it's frustrating sometimes that the people who don't. Here comes our first precinct in, by the way, as we see them coming in. So we'll have that shortly, but that's one of 15 precincts.
That's right.
I'll let you know. So we'll be here for a minute, but the people that don't get out and vote are usually the first ones that complain about what happened.
100% of the time, and it's just
frustrating.
It's such an easy process, and typically in years past, we've always early voted. But like I told you before we went on air, just kind of working and being busy kind of slipped by this time. But I made sure this morning that we had to get to Bogota, and it's just it's something I don't understand about. When you have 22.
Is it a lack of get out the vote programs? I mean, or get out the vote things? I mean, everybody gets out and does registration, but you don't see as many get out the vote programs. I mean, have you seen people carrying people to the polls? I mean, you used to see that everywhere.
Right.
I mean, buses would go out and pick people up, carry them to the polling locations, and
that's a very good point.
You don't see that anymore.
No.
It doesn't seem like. Is it lack of workers, or?
I don't know what it is. I know that in some of Bubba Cobb's ads, I remember him encouraging people to get out to vote, and I'm sure that Representative Grills, I'm sure he did the same thing. Especially, it may not have been an ad so much as, everyday life of you talking to people and seeing people. Just in your everyday routine, you encourage them to vote, and specifically, you're asking them to vote for you. I saw Bubba Cobb early because I was coaching my grandson's t-ball team in New Bern, and I saw him up there campaigning early, and he hollered and yelled at me, and we talked for just a second. But
they're. And I know I'm sure both candidates did, but Bubba did push a lot of flesh this time. I mean, he was constantly going. There were a few times that I needed to get with him on on some things or whatever that that we were doing together. And of course, him being in the campaign couldn't help me in the state tournament, which broke his heart. I mean, he doesn't want me to say this because he's a tough guy, but I'm sure he shed a tear.
I bet
he loves those kids. But
that's right.
Wasn't able to do that, but. Nonetheless, try to get with him, and he's, I'm running over here, and I'll be over here after then, and then I'm going back over here, and what have you. So, both candidates are just, we're running their legs off.
Well, I believe that, he got in the race what I would consider very late, and probably had a plan that I'm going to do this, and when I do it, I'm going to dedicate myself to it, and I think that's what it takes, and I think he campaigned very hard in this race, and as did Rusty Grills as well. I commend both of them. I know it's a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication and time away from, like you said, missing events and stuff like that. But it takes a lot of work, and then to see 1,792 people turn out, it's kind of discouraging.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I guarantee you that. I mean, I know Rusty talked twice as many as that.
Yeah.
Bubba did too.
Yeah.
It's like, and you tell them, okay, yeah, we're gonna support you, or we're gonna vote for you, and then don't show up. So
yeah,
it's frustrating.
And a lot of times I think it comes down, we've talked about this before in previous elections that we've done together. Sometimes candidates take for granted that, they're going to vote for me. And those people never get out of the house. Like today, like I said, you take a day like today where it's so hot outside and people, well, I know he's going to win, or I know she's going to win, so I'm not going to go vote. And then you get shocked with the outcome, and you're like, I should have went and voted. It's too late, too late then.
That's right. So if you didn't vote, or you can't complain, either one. So,
Yeah.
Those are the things. We thank you for joining us. You're watching Stage 4 Media's coverage of the election for 2024. We are covering all the races, but mainly we are covering District 77. That is the House of Representatives. That has been the biggest thing we've had to that's been the biggest charge around this area, and of course going out and talking with a lot of people, there were a lot of people that are pretty excited. It's come down to a few issues in that particular race, and that really charged people up, and that got them motivated and got them out to vote. So we're going to see. We've got 15 more precincts, actually 14 more. One of them has been brought in, and I see Mr. John leaving right now, so he's already turned it in, and it's back there with Joe Enoch and his team.
Subway John.
Certify it. Yep. And they're going to make sure that everything is correct, and then they're going to bring it to us.
That's right. Well, we can go over even though really none of these had any opposition. If you want to go over like for the Democrats in District 77, no candidate even qualified. So whoever, between Rusty and Bubba, they're a shoe-in. We had, we can go to County Commission District F, Position 1, unexpired term, Victor Macklin Sr. received 66 votes, early votes, 0 write-ins. Sheila Holmes with 1,659 total votes, no opposition. County School Board District D, Leanne Childress with 226 votes. There was 1 write-in. Who would do that to Leanne? I mean, everybody.
Leanne wrote her husband in there because she was getting. No,
there you go.
Sorry, Tony.
Patricia McCright running unopposed with 68 votes. Jeremy Gatlin, District H, with 167 votes unopposed. Cheryl Armstrong with 320 votes. There were 6 write-ins, so 6 people wanted somebody besides Cheryl, I guess. Dyersburg City School Board at-large, Position 1, Courtney Lee Patrick with 549 votes. There were 3 write-ins. Carlos Doss with 50 votes, 0 write-ins. Mike Hickman, 114 votes. Whitney Allman with 276 votes, 0 write-ins. The Supreme Court, Tarwater, what was his? Let me get this.
I think they vote to keep or
retain. Dwight Tarwater, 1,168 votes to retain, 293 votes to replace. And the final one, Court of Criminal Appeals, Western Wilson, 1,186 votes to retain, 274 to retain, 274 to replace. And back to our big race for state rep in District 77, Rusty Grills with a total of 1,202 early votes compared to 589 for James T. Bubba Cobb.
All right, we do have some results from Obion County at the moment. This will be just the early voting. Marsha Blackburn, 1,092 votes to Tress Whittam with 68. That is 94% to 5%. We have Gloria Johnson with 61% in the Democrat side. Marquita Bradshaw with 21%, 31 votes. Dolia Denise Brown with 13, and then Sybil Miller Watkins with 10 votes, or 7%. Of course, David Kustoff unopposed, 1,093 votes. On the Democrat side, it looks like Sarah Freeman with 29.63%. She had 40 votes. Leonard Perkins on the Democrat side with 35 votes, 25%. Brenda Woods with 20%, 27 votes. 21 for Lynette P. Williams. And then Lawrence Pivigic had 8.89%. But here's the one that we have been looking for, has been the House of Representatives in District 77. Rusty Grills, 683 votes. Bubba Cobb, exactly 200 votes. So that is Rusty Grills with 77.35% to 22.65% for James T. Bubba Cobb. The other District 24 in the Republican Party up there in Union City, which doesn't affect our county, but John D. Stevens with 903 votes to Charlie Cooper got 200 votes, so that's 18.3%, 81 to 18%. So that's what we have in Obion County. I'm not showing anything as of yet from Lake County. Let me look and see. Nothing has been turned in yet, but that is only the early voting in Obion County. So we'll keep an eye on that as we continue on. We're still waiting for more results that will be coming in. We do have a precinct that has already reported in. That's only one, so we're waiting on that one. That one will be coming up shortly. And
so a total we've got
yes.
now, including Obion's early voting in the state rep race for District 77. Rusty Grills with 1,885 votes compared to 789 for Bubba Cobb. So that's kind of where we're at there.
All right, we're going to continue to give you the coverage here. I don't see anything else. I keep checking back, thinking that
Lake County
is going to have some stuff, but I keep refreshing, and I'm not seeing anything in Lake County at all. A lot fewer precincts in Lake County. We have, of course, 15 here. How many's in Obion County? Do you know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I do not know.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're going to have at least 12 or 15. So that will be coming through as well. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate that you would tune in here and to our live broadcast. Of course, thank you, Mike. You donate your time to help with this just because you love this stuff, and you just can't put it away.
Can't put it away. Well, I appreciate you asking me. We most of the time, or all the time, we have a pretty good time together.
Yes, we do. Mostly, we certainly do. But anyway, if you don't mind, like our channel, you'll see down in the lower right-hand corner, it will say subscribe. If you subscribe to the channel, all that means is you're going to get notifications when we do things, when we do live events that are out here. You'll get notified when we have the election results. And we were just sitting here talking about before we started about the general election. We were kind of wavering a little bit as to whether the local interest in this is going to be, of course, the biggest interest is going to be on the national level.
Right.
Would we do a local broadcast?
Right.
For that as well, and I mean that's going to be up to feedback that you guys give us, but nonetheless, we're willing to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
We love it.
Yeah, we do. I think it's informative for people to know, and hopefully we'll be back in November doing this. I'm going back to the District 77. One of the things that I wondered that we didn't talk about, I don't think you can ask anybody in Dyer County about Bubba Cobb and not get a a good answer. I mean, well liked and well known. One of the things that I didn't know was how well known Bubba was in Obion County or even Lake County.
Well, that's because you haven't gone to too many ball games.
That's exactly
Because
right.
when I go to a ball game, there is somebody coming up to him saying, "Oh, you remember me?" And Bubba's, his eyes will get a little wide. So, well, yeah, you had,
Right.
excuse me, you coached me in
Yeah.
junior high or whatever, and
Yeah.
and so forth, and we went. Honest story. I probably don't need to be going down this
Go
rabbit
ahead.
hole, but golly, Bill, we're in Pangburn, Arkansas. I have no clue where Pangburn, Arkansas is. I could never get back there. We went to a ball game there. I have no clue. I just know it was in Pangburn, Arkansas, and somebody came up to him, and they came up and sat beside us
Right.
while we were watching the previous game before ours. We were playing in a tournament over there. And,
Yeah.
somebody came up that was his student, way back when,
Yeah.
and just remembered him, and it was just amazing of the people that he had coached or he had
Yeah.
done, but or had been involved in their lives, and so it does not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
That wherever he goes,
Yeah.
there's somebody.
Well, like I
that
said,
he's
he
touched.
very well liked, and he's coached a bunch of kids, and I think you never forget the good coaches, and a lot of people never forget the bad ones either.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, I remember when he coached, I believe we were the Red Raiders at Dyersburg Middle School. That was a long time ago, and like I said, he was my teacher in the 7th grade. So I've known him for most of my life.
The only thing that embarrasses him is when somebody comes up and says, "Well, yeah, you taught my grandmother."
Yeah.
But
But anyway, these precincts are going to be interesting. But early voting is definitely pointing toward Rusty Grills remaining as our state rep. But again, anything can happen. We saw that in the last race.
still nothing on Lake County as of yet. Obion County has. Let me see if there's any updates there. No, they still are only having 0 precincts are reporting here, and of course Dyer County. We don't have our first precinct yet at all. So once they start coming in, I mean, they're going to start.
Yeah,
I would think
they'll come in.
They're going to come hard and fast.
That's right, pretty quick. And like you said, John, we had somebody drop off one. We don't know what district that was.
No, don't know.
I don't, and so just waiting. Yeah, I can remember that used to be, and maybe still is, a big deal when they would bring in the ballot box to the election commission.
Well, it's of course the last time we would find them, they would just pull up right out here in front and come right out of the side of a van, and they would bring the boxes in and get them back and get them certified.
Yeah.
And I was here this morning early when we came to get ready to get everything set up earlier today, just to make sure that we could do what we needed to do, and a couple hundred people had voted already, and I'm thinking, wow, this is just way low. I mean,
Yeah.
it was stunning.
Yeah.
And then you had here comes another one pulling in. It looks like out there. Then you have 2019 early votes. I mean, that's like less than 10%, isn't it?
It is. We had
8 or 9%.
Yeah, it's 9.16% of the 22,042 total registered voters.
That's registered voters. That's not citizens.
No,
I mean,
not
there
at
are-
no,
There
no.
are more people that don't vote.
Right.
We have the next one coming in. I can't read the card, so I'm not real sure from what place it is coming from.
It still looks like it's about 100 out there.
Yeah, it does. The young lady's coming in with the votes and her escort. They're going to bring it in, and we're going to see. As of right now, still no precincts reporting in Obion County. Bryan County, they got their early voting in pretty quickly.
What was the
as did
total?
we did.
What was the total for their percentage-wise?
Well, I don't see. Let me look here and see if it's at the bottom. I don't see their percentage.
Okay.
I just see individual races. The total number of voters is. Hold on here. I think I have.
So they don't have a sheet like ours.
No, I'm just looking at it here. It's turned in. The results are turned into the Secretary of State's office, and then.
Well, they sure take care of us down here, and I think I'd like to take time to
yes.
thank Anita Fulks and her staff for the tremendous job that they do, and
You're right. They do an awesome job
on a
Very
daily basis. Yes, they are very, very nice
very
to us.
precise on what they do.
Yes, yes.
There's no gray area here at all. They do an excellent job for what they have and what they do to work with. Of course, you know, if as less and less people vote, you know, we
Well,
like that.
yeah.
I mean, we want them to work at least 2 days a year.
Well, that's right. You know,
If you know what I mean. I mean, it's pretty.
we were talking earlier, and I'm not going to mention any names or anything, just having a conversation, and I said that in 2020, there's no way in this world that anybody convinced me that Joe Biden got 81 million votes. I said it.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I know that the votes counted here were correct.
Absolutely.
whatever those were.
Yep.
And I believe that. They do a tremendous job.
That's one thing we don't have to deal with, especially here in Dyer County, but mostly in the state of Tennessee. I mean, we do an excellent
That's
job
right.
of keeping up with all that. Okay, was that a third ballot box coming in here? It looks like.
Another one, got another one coming.
in.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yeah, they'll start
Got two more
rolling in
coming
here.
in. Looks like. Here's this one, and we just got that other one. So we're getting closer and closer, and we do have something in Lake County. Here we go.
All right.
We're going to look at Lake County. First of all, Marsha Blackburn. She's winning this one going away.
Going away.
94.59%, 297 votes up there. Democrats for the U.S. Senate, Marquita Bradshaw with 23, Gloria Johnson with 20, Lola Denise Brown with 6 votes, and Sybil Miller Watkins did not get a vote in Lake County. Of course, David Kustoff is unopposed. Sarah Freeman, the Democrat, with 18 votes, or 38%, 12 for Brenda Woods. It was Leonard Perkins, the Democrat, for 7 votes, 6 votes for Lynette P. Williams, and Lawrence Pivick had 8.51%, or 4 votes. Lake County, Rusty Grills, 277 votes for a total of 82.2%. James T. Bubba Cobb with 60 votes in that race for Tennessee House of Representatives District 77 on the Republican side. And then, of course, District 25 for the unexpired term has Tony G. Campbell with 23 votes, Byron Elam with 21. So can there be 2 votes separating this? Now, this is only early voting in Lake County, so that's going to be a race worth watching.
Yeah.
Here up in Lake County.
Well, that brings the total now, Chuck, in the Tennessee House District 77 race, 22,162 for Rusty Grills, 849 for Bubba Cobb.
Wow. Well, I have some more results for you.
Okay.
Hurricane Hill and the Community Center.
All right.
Combined on that.
Combined. All right. So we had a total, let me see. In the Tennessee House District 77 race, these are combined together, right?
They are.
We've got Rusty Grills with 1,321 votes, or 67.74%, compared to 628 for James T. Bubba Cobb. So that was 1,950 votes. and Marsha Blackburn in the United States Senate race with 1,683 total for 91%. I want to make sure that, yes, okay. I'm just making sure I'm giving these totals. United States Senate, Gloria Johnson with 159 votes for 75% compared to 41 votes for Marquita Bradshaw, 19%. David Kustoff running unopposed with 1,613 or 98.9%. District House U.S. House District 8, Sarah Freeman with 62 votes for 31%. Closest challenger, Leonard Perkins, with 45 votes or 22.84%.
Wow.
Yeah. That's voter turnout. Right now we're up to 9.99% of the voters. That's with 2 precincts reporting.
Wow.
That's so, you know, to make it simplify it, out of those 2 precincts, you said that was, I'm sorry, the activity center and where?
And forgot.
Okay.
Community center and forgot.
That's okay. There was 183 total votes all day
Wow.
on those 2 precincts.
Wow. That's crazy.
But we're gaining. We're up to 9.99% as another one comes in.
They keep bringing them in. They're coming in hard and fast now. We are looking at it. 7:43 already. We said we could likely be done by 8:30 before we started. So
these 2 precincts in the District 77 race, Rusty Grills received 119 votes, those 2 precincts, and Bubba Cobb with 39.
now we don't. Let's see. Is there another precinct in? No. None there. Let's look at Lake County. Does not have any precincts. Let me refresh this and see if we're going to have anything else so far. No precincts reporting. We do have one. Cannon County is officially finished. Can you believe that? All 9 precincts are in, and let's see how many people voted.
Just out of curiosity.
Just out of curiosity, I'm looking to see how many people voted. And does it give me? Hold on. Yeah, let's look here. 1,256 total.
Wow.
1,256. That one is final.
People just aren't voting anymore. This is a trend that has been we've seen the last couple of years, and just not good.
We have still no other precincts reporting in Obion County. Of course, Lake County as well. Oh, and we shut down the server. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Lake County, in case, let us run over the District 77 results again. First of all, this is Lake County with only early voting. Rusty Grills with 277 votes. James T. Bubba Cobb with 60 votes.
Right.
That is in Lake County. Once again, in Obion County, in District 77. Rusty Grills with 683 votes. James T. Bubba Cobb with 200 votes. Again, only early voting in these 2 as well. We have 2 more precincts here. And what is the total thus far in District 77? You got a running total over there?
Yeah. The total with including Obion County,
Voting.
including
Yes.
Obion and Lake, Rusty Grills with 2,162 votes, James T. Bubba Cobb with 849.
Okay, here comes 2 more. in, trying to squeeze their way in. It's a good thing these are small vehicles.
Yeah.
They didn't give them much room out there to get in, but nonetheless, they're going to bring them in. And we're going to get it figured out. Back to Obion County right now. Still 0 precincts thus far have been uploaded. And Dyer County is showing the 2 of 15. They are incomplete, but now in the reported to the state.
So far, we've had 1,978 walk-in early voting, 41 people with a paper absentee ballot, and 183 on election day. That's with 2 precincts.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if those are, traditionally if those have been big precincts or not. I'm going to hope not, that it gets...
Well, it's been low. I know the voter turnout has been way low this morning.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, like I said, that's the trend.
I mean, what was the average, 10, 15 years ago? Was it not 35%, 35%?
Yeah, I'm going to say probably it was over 40%.
Was it?
A decade or two ago. And I guess just because it's, I just wonder why people, why do you get your voter registration card if you're not ever going to use it?
Yeah.
I mean, and I know there's...
It's like getting a driver's license.
Yeah, there's situations where people can't vote. I get it, but not 20,000 registered voters. And we'll have better numbers. I mean, it's going to go up some, but right now I'm wondering if we get to 20%.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of that's people know who are going to win. They've already got it figured out. But I'm telling you, this guy that told me today 68 to 32% in this state rep race,
Yeah.
he was right on the money.
Wow. Was that a guess, or was that? I mean.
Well, that's what he thought. So yeah, it was a guess.
Yeah.
Unless he had inside knowledge.
There is no inside
I
knowledge
know.
in Dyer County.
I know.
I can promise you that. I just know what the guess is.
And courthouse is at.
All right. We have Folks and Courthouse.
Okay.
So this will be 2 more.
All right, so we'll have 4 in out of the 15. And we'll go over that real quick.
Okay, these are all 4 of them together cumulative. She's telling these are
Oh.
cumulative, so we won't add those to the others. So that just adds 2 more to the cumulative total.
Okay, so election day votes in the state rep race, 230 votes for Rusty Grills, 89 for James T. Bubba Cobb. The total for Dyer County in this race right now is 1,432, or 67.8% for Rusty Grills, 678 for James T. Bubba Cobb. Marsha Blackburn today, election day, 287 votes, out 91%. She's just crushing Tress Whittam. And Gloria Johnson, United States Senate, is in very good condition with 74.58%, 176 votes for that. David Kustoff, again, with 1,755 total votes, running unopposed, the Republican side. District 8 for the U.S. House, it's kind of tight. That's Sarah Freeman with 69 total votes. Leonard Perkins with 47, Lynette Williams and Brenda Woods both with 46, and Lawrence Pivnick with 12. Again, we went over the school board, county school board, city school board positions. None of those have opposition, so they'll all be in. The vote to retain or replace in the Supreme Court for, I believe his name was Dwight Tarwater. 1,411 or 79.8% to retain, 356 to replace. Criminal Court of Appeals, Western Wilson, 1,431 to retain, 333 to replace. So that is up to date. The election day totals, votes actually cast today in the state rep race, 230 for Rusty Grills, 89 for James T. Bubba Cobb.
And that's just today.
Just today. So with 4 precincts reporting, along with the early voting totals, we are up to 10.86% of 22,042 registered voters.
Wow. I'd be embarrassed. I am embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed too. Because there's a lot more than 10% that have been out there complaining about stuff.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
You are exactly right. You are exactly right. You know, we were discussing earlier. I mean, you don't see. Remember, I mean, churches donated their church vans to go around in neighborhoods to pick people up to get them to the polls and vote. I mean, it doesn't. I don't see that anymore. You know, people and we have internet. I mean, we have Facebook. We have so much more media at our fingertips.
Well,
than
it's
we
crazy.
had, you know, back when you and I started in media. You know, you can. I mean, everybody has a voice and a loud one.
Well, they do. And that, you talking about church vans going to pick up people to take them to vote. That's, you know, another thing that's really missing in the world today.
What?
God.
Well, yeah.
Seriously, nobody's standing up for God anymore. It's very few people, and that's sad too, because that could change a whole lot of things if there was a more focus put where it's needed than where we spend it, like you say, social media, our devices. And, you know, it is what it is. But you got to stand up. Keep the faith.
That's right. Go back and look, and this continually happens over and over. There's 300 years of man's history in the book of Judges.
Yeah.
And if you sit and read that and pay attention to detail in Scripture, you will see everyone. The theme in Judges is everyone did what was right in their own eyes.
Right. Yeah.
And what happened is in Judges, they would get in a pickle. They would cry out to God. God would anoint a leader, send it to them, and get them out of trouble.
There you go.
And in 300 years, they would get out of trouble and into trouble. They'd send another anointed leader, and I can't name all of them because I'm not that smart, but you know, started with a woman, Deborah, and then went through Gideon, who I'm sure you're familiar with, and then Samson was one of the ones that delivered. So I don't know.
Well,
interesting parallels, it seems like.
And it's amazing how the future of the world can be found biblically. And I'm a King James guy, so you know that's the one that tells the truth. And I had a preacher tell me one time, it doesn't matter to me what Bible you read, just make sure you read the one that's got all the verses in it. Plain and simple, you know. So, but anyway, that's.
How do we get on that? Sorry.
Well, you talked about church buses bringing people to vote. You got me to thinking about the Lord.
I'm getting us all fired now.
And that's what happens too, man.
That's right.
Christians stand up, people come after you. That's the truth.
That's right. I tell you. But anyway, we've got 2 precincts in and the early voting. If you're just joining us, thank you for being a part of this. Let's give you the race that everybody's waiting on. Give them the total so far on District 77 in the State House.
All right. Total votes that we have for incumbent Rusty Grills is 1,432 with 678 for Bubba Cobb, James T. Bubba Cobb. That's a total of 67.8% to 32.12%. Of that total, election day votes for Rusty Grills, 230 compared to 89 for Bubba Cobb. Paper absentee votes total, 20 for Rusty Grills, 6 for Bubba Cobb. and the early voting was 1,182 walk-in early voting for Rusty Grills and 583 for Bubba Cobb.
Okay, still not getting much on Obion County. Let's see if Lake County has.
They're slow to the race, Chuck.
They're dragging their feet. No other precincts have reported on Lake County as well, but Dyer County on the state site has 4 of 15. So
We're gonna get a couple more right here probably.
here they come. Oh, I'm not paying attention. Sorry about that.
This includes what you already had.
Okay.
Finley, Dyer County Central, which is now Pilgrim Rest,
Okay.
and Bonnie Core.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? We have 7 of 15.
Right, 7 of 15 precincts reporting. We'll go to the totals. For Rusty Grills, 1,608 votes, 68.54% compared to 737 total for James T. Bubba Cobb. Election day votes for Rusty Grills, 406 compared to 148 for Bubba Cobb. And this is with 7 of the 15 precincts.
7 of them in, yes.
And so we're up to a total of 12.19% voter turnout.
Wow. So this could be
This could be like a,
less than 20%.
this could be like a
around
15,
17,
yeah,
18%.
15 to 18% turnout.
Wow. Nothing else reported in Lake County at the moment. Let's go back to Obion. Let me refresh this and see what we have here. We have more in Dyer County. No, we don't. Okay. I just thought she had that look and was carrying a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And here comes more on the way in. Oh, that one looks heavy. It takes 2 of them to carry it. What? Do you see that? Randy Wolf is our guy behind the camera. You never get to see him unless you look at his picture on Facebook, because he's helping us behind the camera. And of course, Patrick Bennett, thank you. You're filling in for Steve Morgan, who's lazy butts in Florida. Just saying, I know. Or is he the smart one and we the dumb ones? Is that what that is? Yeah. But anyway, and you, I'll bet, have the total right there.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was thinking. Of course, she gives you the totals for everything when it comes in. It continues to be a running total.
We've had a total number of votes cast is 2,688.
So 2019 early, and the rest of them.
Yes, the rest of them came.
600, a little over 600.
Yes.
Today.
Yes, actually 679 votes cast today.
Wow. And here comes another one in.
You know, if you think about that in Dyer County, that's, over 600 people. I mean, to me, that's still a large number, but I just would have thought the early voting would have been higher.
I had thought maybe around, 3,500 maybe.
Yeah, I think we even talked about that,
Yeah,
and to have 2,019, that's
very few. But still nothing in Lake County. Of course, Lake County, they should get tabulated first. Although, I don't really know. They don't have it posted yet. But
I will say this: that out of the voting, out of all of the races, okay, including the Senate, Republican and Democrat, the District 8 for the U.S. House, and Republican and Democrat, there have been more votes cast in the state rep race, 2,346 total votes. The next closest one is the U.S. Senate with Marsha Blackburn with 2,219. So that, we're not wrong. That is the one that everybody's paying attention to and got out and voted on.
Well, let me go down here to District 77 here on the combination of everybody here. If I can scroll down to it, here we go. District 77. Now this is everything that has been turned in thus far.
Okay.
Tennessee House of Representatives. Rusty Grills, 2,568 votes. To James T. Bubba Cobb, 997. Now that that only includes 4 of the districts, and 4 of the 7 that we have.
Okay.
That's what's been turned into the state. So
Okay.
that one is actually going to be down. That only includes 4 precincts from Dyer County,
Right.
plus the early voting for Obion and Lake County. So that number is going to be a little bit light.
Right.
I just wanted to give you a cumulative total of what we have here.
Okay. So that's still running about 68%.
Yep.
And we're waiting on 8 precincts in Dyer County.
Okay, now we do have all 7 of them reporting, so I could go back and do that again. Still no precincts in Lake, no precincts in Obion, and we have all 7 of ours, so we could go back to, let's see, we could go to the results by district, and we'll look at the state house. That was the only so yeah, I guess it had got it all in there. Yep, 2568. So that is all 7
Right.
hours. 2568 for Rusty Grills and 997 for Bubba Cobb. 72.3%. For Rusty Grills, 27.97% for Bubba Cobb. And what was the other one up there? Was that District 21 up in Obion County? The rest of Obion County, is that what it was? Can't remember. Maybe it was 24. Kevin Rapper and Troy Withers. Can't remember.
Well, looking at how this race is going, I'll tell you, I think the last set of races, the last time we did this with the city mayor and all, I think they smoked my mind too bad, because I thought it would be closer, but this is what the person that told me 68-32, I'll reveal, and they're watching, so they'll know I'm telling you the truth. I said 59-41. That's kind of what I was feeling, but nearly 70%. We've got something else.
It is.
10 of 15.
10 of 15?
This includes what you already had,
Okay.
North Dyersburg, East Dyersburg, and Lennox.
North
Okay.
Dyersburg, East Dyersburg, and Lennox.
All right.
We're going to add to that, so
We'll go to the grand total, and we'll break it down. For Tennessee House District 77, Dyer County, total number of votes for incumbent Rusty Grills is 1,881 compared to 884 for Bubba Cobb. That's 68% to 31.96%. Election day voting, Rusty Grills was 679 compared to 295 for Bubba Cobb. So in the state senate, Marsha Blackburn's rolling with 91% or 2,405 total votes compared to 210 for Trez Whittam. Gloria Johnson with 220 in the Democrat United States Senate with 221 votes compared to 68 for Marquita Bradshaw and 21 for Lola Denise Brown, followed by 5 for Civil Miller Watkins. U.S. House District 8, Sarah Freeman leads with 91 votes, 30.95%, compared to 74 for Leonard Perkins, 58 for Lynette Williams, and 56 for Brenda Woods, followed by 15 for Lawrence Pivnick. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't know if you have anything else on Obion or Lake County. That's with 10 precincts reporting for Dyer County.
Obion is really, I guess, slow getting this in. We still have no precincts up there,
Okay.
so that's not going to give us much. And I have Decatur, Perry, Macon, Coffee, Cannon, Fentress, Meigs, Cook, and Unicoi County, all completed. All results completed, and final results are in. Now, only of those, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are in Central Time. The rest are in Eastern Time. So
Right.
their polls closed at 7, which would have been 6 our time. But nonetheless, nothing more in Obion County. Let me double check Lake County. I don't see anything there either. So that hasn't changed at all. So we have 10 precincts in.
Right.
And
The only other thing of interest for some, the judicial retention questions, it appears that Dwight Tarwater will be retained in the Supreme Court, 1,861 to retain, 490 to replace. The Court of Criminal Appeals for the Western District, Matthew Wilson, 1,888 or 80% to retain, 453 to replace.
yeah.
So it looks like both will be retained. I don't think 5 precincts is going to change that. I don't know how that is statewide.
Well, let's look and see how it is statewide. On the judicial, statewide, here we go. On the Supreme Court, we got Dwight Tarwater, 75.49% to retain, 24.51 to replace. Matthew Wilson, which is the Court of Criminal Appeals, he's retained 76.53, and that is statewide. So,
Well, Dyer County's in line with that because
well,
they're
it looks like
yeah.
it looks like statewide that they're going to that they could be retained. We have.
Be more
It doesn't
exciting
make a
if that was close.
Those races do make it exciting.
They do, man. You can't wait to get those precincts in.
All right, let's go back to our county reporting. And I got a system error. Sorry about that. Our servers are crashing. Let's try this again. Let's go back to Obion County. Nothing more out of them. Nothing more here. We're going to be done before.
Yeah,
Obion
it looks
County
like
is
it.
done. It looks like. It's what, 8, a little after 8.
About 10 after 8. Yeah,
So,
probably be done by 8:30.
and it looks like we have more coming in.
This is 12 or 15. It includes Trimble and Taylorville.
Trimble and Tatumville here. That makes
Right.
a total of 12 of 15.
12 of
That's a
15.
cumulative total.
Okay. In the Tennessee House District 77 race, a total of 2,097 for incumbent Rusty Grills, compared to 969 for James T. Bubba Cobb. There is one write-in. I think that was probably Tony Childers messing with it. Election day votes, 380 for Bubba Cobb, 895 for Rusty Grills. So he's right now holding 68.3% to 31.59%. That's, I think we can go ahead with, we've got 3 precincts left of,
Well, at least in Dyer County, that's the way the results are going to come. Let's look
yeah.
at,
Anything could happen in Obion and Lake.
that is correct. Okay, Obion County now. Is this Obion? Did I hit Lake? Let me just double check, refresh this. All right, 10 of 12 precincts reporting in Lake County. Marsha Blackburn still crushing it, 93.67%. On the Democratic side in Obion County, it looks like Gloria Johnson is going to win with 62.39% over Marquita Bradshaw with 25.1%. She had 59 votes. Lolita Denise Brown with 18 votes, and Sybil Miller Watkins with 11 votes. Of course, David Kustoff is unopposed. Sarah Freeman, it looks like she will win Obion County with 35.43%. Leonard Perkins with 54 votes, 24.22%. Brenda Woods with 38 votes, 17%. 35 for Lynette P. Williams with 15%. And finally, Lawrence Pivanik with 17 votes. He has 7.62%. Getting on down, Rusty Grills with 1,194 votes. James T. Bubba Cobb with 394. Rusty Grills 75.19% in Obion County. That is 10. That is 10 of 12 precincts reported. Bubba Cobb has 24.81% on the night in Obion County. So
That's not as close as what I thought it would be.
no, I thought that was going to be. I thought it would be much closer.
Yeah.
I really did. But nonetheless, it's going to be a tough night for him.
Yeah, it is. And on the flip side, they're probably busting out the shaved ice at the shaved ice barn.
Yes, they are. And still nothing else in Lake County. Lake County, of course, only had, they didn't have a whole lot of early voting. They had less than 1,000.
Well, I can give you that we are up to 15.70%.
And we have 2 more to go, so you're right. We'll be around 17%.
Yeah,
18%.
Yeah.
Depending on the last 2.
We've had a total of 3,461 votes out of 22,042 registered voters.
Wow. Now I want to go to, let's see, that was Obion County. We still don't have any more than that, but what I want to do is go to see what the cumulative total now is for the state for District 77,
Okay.
which would include what we have in Obion and Dyer County, and the early voting of Lake. But right now, Rusty Grills commanding lead with 72.11%. He's got 3,079 votes to Bubba Cobb's 1,191. That is everything that has reported in District 77, which is 10 of 12 in Obion County is reported. And also that is, what is that? We are 12 of 15.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So that's going to be pretty close. It's going to be, we were talking coming into this thing. Did we not say we thought that maybe somewhere between 3 and 3,500 votes would win District 77 after knowing that there was only 2,019 voters that voted early.
We're pretty close right now at 34-61 with 2 to go. 3 to go, I'm sorry.
Yep, that's right. So we're going to end up, we'll figure out how that one comes in. Let me go back and see if we have anything else from Lake County as well. Lake County with no precincts as of yet. We now have Crockett County finished, and Haywood County is finished in West Tennessee. Decatur, Perry, and Houston County is finished. Wayne County and Lawrence County in South Central Tennessee are now all finished. So we're just about done here. As we have 12 of 15. We have 10 of 12 in Obion County. They just must have waited to, I guess Lake County's just going to wait and report everything at one time.
At one time, yeah.
They're just going to upload it as they go. Still no precincts in Lake County.
So we haven't gotten anything tonight at all from Lake County.
Well, I have the early voting.
The early voting, that's no precinct.
And I didn't get anything from Obion until just a few moments ago, and now I've got 10 of 12. So we'll end up figuring out, again, Marsha Blackburn has been unstoppable in everything. Let's look statewide in Tennessee.
while you're getting that, I will tell you that out of the 3,461 votes that we have cast, 3,067 voted in the state rep for District 77 race, and that's more than even Kustoff or Marcia Blackburn in their races.
And that's the race that energized Dyer County.
Yeah.
I would have thought, I mean, with so much, on the line there, I would have thought that it would have been higher. I mean, the voters have spoken. I don't want to I don't want to second guess any of that.
That's right.
But I would have thought, we were kind of hoping that the turnout would be around 25, 26%.
Yeah, we're not going to get there.
Low 20s, but yeah, you're exactly right. Marcia Blackburn, she's got 89.75% statewide. So that's everything that has been reported in. It looks like in the Democrat primary, it looks like she's going to be running against Gloria Johnson.
Yeah.
In the general election, Gloria Johnson with 68.81%. Marquita Bradshaw with 29,530 votes with 23.17, and then of course Brown and Miller Watkins are kind of also rans in that race.
Yeah.
But that's the way it's going to be in the U.S. House, U.S. Senate. Of course, David Kustoff is going to be. He is running unopposed. All right. And we have now 15 out of 15.
Oh, we've got them all.
So this is everybody.
This will do it.
That's it.
Congratulations to State Representative Rusty Grills.
Yep.
With a total of 2,437 votes, or 68.47%, Rusty Grills has defeated in Dyer County Bubba Cobb, who finished with 1,121 votes for a total of 31.5%. Election day voting in Dyer County in this race, Rusty Grills with 1,235 compared to 532 for James T. Bubba Cobb. Again, Chuck just went over Marcia Blackburn's just absolutely crushing it. She ended up with 3,107 votes, or 91.79%. For the Democrats, Gloria Johnson is going to end up, if the rest of the state goes, I believe that's going to be the case. She's going to end up going against Marcia Blackburn. She had 239 total votes compared to her closest challenger, Marquita Bradshaw, with 79. David Kustoff running unopposed with 2,989 votes. On the Democrat side, for the U.S. House District 8, Sarah Freeman, I think she was leading statewide when you read that. She had 101 votes compared to 78 for Leonard Perkins, 65 for Lynette Williams, 62 for Brenda Woods, and 17 for Lynette P. Williams. So we had a grand total of 3,974 total votes for 18.03%. And we will have to remember this for the next time, because I don't recall it ever being that low. I'm going to have to look into that and see if that's not the lowest of all time. 22,042 registered voters. We had 3,974 people to cast votes. 1,955 of those were today on Election Day. 41 were paper absentee, and 1,978 were walk-in to early voting. So we had 23 more, 23 more vote early than did on Election Day.
Okay.
So that's 15 out of 15 precincts reporting.
Well, now Lake County has all three of theirs reporting.
Okay.
So they're finished. Lake County, let me give you, and of course I'll give you the statewide. We only have 2 precincts in Obion County that have not reported. We will assume that they would shed light on District 77, but in Lake County it was Rusty Grills with 483 votes, James T. Bubba Cobb with 131 votes. Rusty had 78.66% of the vote. Bubba Cobb 21.34%. And again, Marcia Blackburn crushing it up there, 93.62%. Gloria Johnson will be running with her as well. That will be it. But let's take a look at now the totals. Let me hold on before I leave this. Let me make sure Obion County is still not completed. They are 10 of 12, but we only have 2 precincts in Obion County that are not completed.
Okay.
So these numbers are going to be the numbers on. Hold on, I went to the wrong spot here.
I know about these boys.
Let's go to the State House here.
About these mamas and grandmamas.
And let me scroll down to District 77. This is going to be, as I mentioned, everything except for two precincts in Obion County. These will be the state totals. And Rusty Grills will have 4,114 votes for 71.42%. James T. Bubba Cobb will have 1,646 votes for 28.58%. So it looks like Rusty Grills will be heading on to the House, or staying in the House of Representatives,
yeah.
District 77. He was the incumbent. There is no one running against him in the fall elections,
right?
The one for the general election. So it looks like he is going to keep his job in District 77. We are the last 2 that we're going to have to deal with would be 2 districts, but that's not going to change the outcome
Right.
Of
Well,
that race at all.
Just as I congratulated Representative Grills on his victory, and I do congratulate him, I'd like to also congratulate Bubba Cobb for running a good race, working really hard and staying positive from start to finish. And he's a good man, and I've said that all along. I've really said that about both of them, and because that's the way I feel.
And the the kind of bittersweet and of everybody that I have talked to, I've told them this. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet for me. You want Bubba to do his best.
Right.
I would hate to lose him.
Yeah.
In my broadcast.
Absolutely.
Because I can't do this. Well, I would have to, I'm sure, do
Right.
it without him. But
Right.
he is just he brings a wealth of knowledge, and he has always been. When I've gotten really, really stupid, he has always been very polite about it.
Right.
In anything, if I'm looking for, and he reads rule books, he pays
Right.
attention to detail, he knows all that stuff. But when it comes down to doing that, and I'll say, what was this? What kind of call was that? And he'll, instead
Explain
of saying,
it.
Chuck, you idiot,
Right.
He will always say, well, now, Chuck, they changed that rule this year.
Right.
You're gonna get,
Yeah.
you're going to get, 5 fouls per quarter.
Well, that-
and so it's like, well, and he's been so, I'd hate to lose him, but I wanted him to achieve his dreams.
Well, selfishly, that's
Yeah.
a huge upside for you because he would have been gone from January to May.
right. That's
and
right.
so maybe you get to call a state championship, but you'll have to beat the Lady Trojans first.
That is correct. If you're gonna get into that, definitely. And they're just, they're going to be the bomb again this year.
Yeah, they're strong. They're strong. Coach Strayhorn's
Tim
he's got
has
a
done
group.
An awesome job over there,
Yeah.
and those kids love him.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
amazing.
special.
He is. We thank you for joining us here tonight, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you,
for
Chuck.
everything
I certainly
that
appreciate
you've
it.
done. And of course, thank you, Patrick Bennett. He's back there running the switcher, making everything look good. And then, of course, on camera, we thank you so very much, Randy Wolf.
Absolutely.
Doing this again, they do it out of the goodnesses of their heart. So thank you very much. And we're going to see you again likely in November. So for all of the team here, this is Chuck Asa saying good night, everyone.